Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a wave long here on the euro. Entry long at 1.1094. Looking for the first target a little bit higher up here, 1.116. And second target really is just all off at 1.1129, and that opposing major wave pattern coming back in the other direction. So everything looking absolutely beautiful, right? We've got, it's a counter trend move. It's a very big counter trend move, and you can just see the way that the day is sort of shaping up on the euro is just a range, right? We start with a move down, we go back up again, then we go down, and then we go back up to a new high, and now we're pulling back. There's a good chance that a lot of times when you get these, they're just kind of winding down before they get to a bigger objective area and then turn off of that. Well, that bigger objective area is right up here at 1129 for a wave pattern short on the big wave, right? If we zoom out a little bit, you can see that massive wave setting up back in the down direction. So because of the fact that we know that it looks kind of like we're sort of setting up in a way that we're looking to get up into that area at around 1129 or so, and we have an opposing wave pattern going right up into that area, it's just way too good to skip, right? It's too beautiful of an area to hold, especially with how well we're balancing in this area. It looks great. So everything looking really good. We're long at 1094. We're looking for the first two contracts to come off at 1116. That's going to be 22 ticks. And then after that, we're looking for 1129, all off there for 35 more. So if we can get all of these filled, two off at 22, two off at 35, it gives us 114 ticks total possible on the trade. And, again, in the opposite direction, those larger wave guys, you could definitely be looking for a short around 1129, which is why we're getting out of our long. And that's the entire area where you would be looking for the short trade. So really looking good, everything coming into play exactly how we want to see it. Now it's just a matter of seeing a follow through and getting it back up into that 1129 area. We are pretty early, right? We're not even at 730 yet. So it may take a little bit of time for this to get going. It may get chopped up a little bit, but as long as our stop stays at 1084, we should be okay back up to the upside. So we'll give it a little bit of time, give it the room it needs, and see if we can pull those targets out of the market. All right, so we're pushing into our first target. We got that filled. There was a little bit of news that came out here at 8:30, which caused a little bit of kind of whip around here. You can see how fast that moved. This all happened. If we mark this up, if you look at the clock at the bottom, this was 8:30, and this was also 8:30, right? This all happened around that 8:30 news, and we finally got that push continuation up into our target. So we take our first target off, stop goes to break even, and honestly, because of a lot of these swings inside here, we can use some of these to our advantage and just say, well, 96, you could go to break even and lock in, a couple extra ticks instead of just going to break even +1 or break even. That allows you to lock in a little bit more profit. But outside of that, we're still looking really good, just waiting for that retest of the highs. In terms of what we're seeing right now, it was expected to take a little while. Obviously, we're going on an hour in the trade so far, a little over. That's what happens when you enter at 720 into a trade. So in terms of looking up to the larger wave pattern, we're taking our profit ahead of that trigger to the downside, right? We are very much bearish. If we zoom out, we can see there's no doubt about it. There's selling pressure. This is a counter trend trade to get back up into a seller area of interest, and we get out as soon as they start entering. So 1129 is the next objective that we're looking for here, and we're able to just kind of trail up along with this because it is counter trend. Basically, you can be a little bit more aggressive on your stop, assuming the fact that, hey, it's aggressive, right? So you want to lock in what you can. But we're retesting that prior swing high here at 1123. Just need to see it kind of break through. Looking for 1129 as the final target. You could look for that 1139 larger target up here, but because it's counter trend, I'm not so pumped about it. It doesn't look like it's going to make it up there, especially with the pending larger bear channel. So just waiting for a little bit more of an oomph through the highs there, and we'll see if we can get that 1129 filled. All right, we're continuing to see the buyers come in, but they're getting stuck at this double top here at 1123. So locking the stop in a little bit tighter here, 1112, primarily because, honestly, if we're getting stuck at a double top, and this is a counter trend trade, I don't want to stay in it if it turns around, right? So 11-12 would be where around about you start getting a reversal back down again if it does end up being a double top. You really don't want to play with fire there, and there we finally break through that level. So that was that kind of breakthrough that we were really kind of looking for, really sort of hoping for, especially since that double top was there. But our stop got locked in a little bit tighter, and we're coming pretty close. 27, we came one tick away. Again, you could get even more aggressive with this and say, all right, well, just kind of keep up with it. If a reversal candle fires off at 19, go 5 ticks below that, something like that. Because this is an aggressive sort of counter trend move going back up, it can tend to turn around early, right? So you don't want to give all your profit back knowing that it's aggressive going long right now into where sellers are very obviously starting to enter in, right? We know this is a very bearish trend. We know exactly where they're going to want to start getting in. So it makes perfect sense to get a little bit more aggressive as you see them beginning to enter in. So even if we do get stopped out here, our stop is at 11.14. That locks in 20 ticks now. And if we come 1 tick away, then we'll lock our stop in even tighter. And we'll just kind of keep up with this as we get closer to that 11.29. You can definitely tell it's taken a little bit of time. Again, completely expected. But looking for sellers to really start gaining a boatload of interest around 11.29 all the way up to 11.45. This whole area up here is going to be very interesting to sellers, especially on the longer term sellers, the guys that are looking to hold for maybe the rest of the day, maybe a couple days, right? We came 1 tick away from our target, locked the stop in nice and tight. 11.20 is the stop now. See if we can get that filled at 11.29. We've been in this bad boy for a long time. Got in long at 7.22, and we're going on 8.38 now. So we're pushing on almost 2 hours here in a couple, 10, 15 minutes. We should be pretty close to the front of the line, that's for sure. But our target's at 11.29. We came 1 tick away. Stop is at 11.20 just to prevent a possible reversal, because at this point we've essentially done exactly what we wanted to see it do. It's just a matter of getting it filled now at 11.29. So if it does come back and stop us out, we're looking at our stop at 11.20, and that will stop in for 26 ticks on that final portion. Not bad at all. Still better than our first target at 22, so that's always a nice place to have your stop. So give it a little bit more time here, see if we can fill it at 11.29. Back up 1 tick away. There we go. Barely even had to pause it, and we pop right back higher. We get our fill. Again, this is a huge area of resistance now. We got our fill. We're out of the trade. This is exactly where sellers are going to want to be getting into the move. So be very, very careful around this 11.29 all the way up to 45. This area is a massive chunk of resistance now for those big wave sellers. So for us, we're out of the trade, right? Nice counter trend, little push back up into this larger seller area, and we pull all of our profit out. 114 ticks on that ride higher. 114 ticks on the 6E. That's the euro, goes at 12.50 a tick. So it means $1,425 in the bank. So that's going to do it for us. Beautiful move to the upside, exactly where we expected it to go. Really beautiful read on the price action, and now the sellers can jump right back in. So that's going to do it. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Go over to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.